All right. Good morning, everyone. My name is Starla Scribner. I'm a 200K out of Granbury, Texas, and I'm super excited to see all these faces popping on here today. It's always fun on Mondays to see who's ready to kickstart their week with some motivation, some training tips, and really just tools to help you with your business, but also through your day and through your week. So there's no better way to start the week, I think, than with a Zoom full of thrivers. If we can't be in a room together, we could be on a Zoom together. So I'm not going to waste too much of your time. I will tell you guys, we do this every single Monday. We've got a great lineup planned over the next couple of months of just incredible leaders from my team and Lavelle Millionaires from other teams that are always willing to jump on and share their wisdom with you guys. So mark it on your calendars. It's this exact same Zoom link every single Monday at the exact same time. It's just a different rock star sharing with you and a different topic. So with that being said, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm going to turn it right on over to Betty Shelton. If you guys don't know Betty Shelton, you should go find her. She's on every getaway. She's on every VIP event. She was in San Diego with me at the Leaders Retreat, and that was so much fun just being able to have that one-on-one time with her. And she is crushing goals like nobody's business. She is currently the top of my team's PPA with a 22 30-day PPA. So when Betty talks, I listen. I want you to know you're going to want your notepad and pen today, because she's going to give you information that you can take and run with to also grow your PPA. She recently shared a lot of this with us on Sheila Fasoni's team call a couple of weeks ago, and it was so interesting and so much value that I wanted her to share it again. And she's still putting in orders in. So I'm sure, Betty, you have that to share with us plus more, because you're learning and growing every day. So I'm going to turn it over to you and let you just blow our minds with your amazingness.
Well, I'll try. Boy, I hope I don't let anybody down, but I'm glad to be on here, because every time I get invited on Zoom, I grow a little bit. So, it's important that even if it is pushing outside your comfort zone, but you got to do it to grow a little bit. So I appreciate it. I want to talk about working our business with intention, and specifically the main income producing activities that I've learned is the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 that we all have. And, we have choices about that. As promoters, you get to choose. And the way I look at it, there's 4 ways to choose regarding the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. First, you can be just like I was when I first started as a promoter. I chose not to do it. You know what, folks? I don't even know if it was around when I became a promoter. It probably was. But I joined the team about 5 years ago, and if it was there, I just ignored it. So that's your first choice. I want to tell you, you're missing out if that's the one you've chosen. Then the second choice you have is, okay, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it sometimes. And that was my second phase. When I finally decided, I kept hearing all the leaders saying 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I thought, well, they're successful. I better look into it. And I did. And I said, okay, yeah, I can do this. And I do it. I go to bed. I may not have it all done. Some days I wouldn't do any of it. So it was just halfway. That's your second choice. Do it, but don't do it all the time. The third choice is what I started doing this past May, a couple of months ago. Sheila Fasoni put out a challenge for us to do 30 days of the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, totally completing it every day. And I like challenges, so I thought, okay, sure, I'm going to sign up for this. I did. And every day for 30 days, I had my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 all checked off. You know what? At the end of May, my PPA was 2. And I look back and I started thinking, what? I've been doing this, for a couple of weeks now, and nothing seems to be happening. But here's what I was doing. This is the third choice. I was doing it every day, filling in every blank, but I was just doing it to check it off the list. I wasn't really thinking about what name. I could put a name down there as a reach out, and I knew in my heart that they were never going to thrive with me. But I wanted to be able to say at the end of the day that, yeah, I got 5 names on my list. I don't know, maybe some of you are doing the same thing. Stop it. If you're going to do this, here's the 4th choice. And this is what turned it around for me. At the end of May, my PPA was 2. So on June 1st, I made a decision. I really did some soul searching and some mind setting. I committed once more to do 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 every day for the whole month. And this time I was going to be committed to every name I put down there. At the end of June, my PPA was 19. And today it's 22. So, it's going up. I think 22 is the highest PPA I've ever had. And prior to that, I think 19 was the highest I had reached. So I'm just wanting to tell you that it works, but only works if you commit to putting the right names down. Now, how do you do that? All right, here's what I suggest. When you wake up in the morning and you're getting ready for the day, I started with my capsules, my yoga, and then I do some really serious meditation and devotion. And I set my mind at that time when I'm praying over my business that I reach out to people who truly need the product. And I visualize the type of people that I want to join me. I visualize the people. I don't see their faces, but I create that profile in my mind. And here's what I created. But the point is, whatever you create for yourself, you make it clear. You can actually envision those types of people. And then you commit to it. You say, yes, those are the people I want. I want this type. This is who I'm looking for. And then you stay with that. You stay committed. For instance, my customers, the very first thing that I'm looking for is a person who will truly benefit from our product. They need the product and they're going to benefit. I'm committed to that. Those are the people I'm looking for. I'm also looking for customers who are going to respond to me, that they're going to interact with me, that they're going to give me feedback and allow me to work with them. So they're receptive to help. And of course, I'm looking for customers who they have problems, they have health issues, or they have sleep issues, or whatever it is that I know Thrive can help. They may post about that, but they're not whining about it. They're not constantly griping in the drama and the, oh, woe is me attitude. They've got a hurt in their heart, and they might reach out for a prayer or something like that. But those are the customers. That's who I see in my head. Those are the people I want as my customers. And then I go through the same thing with my promoters. First of all, I'm looking for people who are very creative with their posts and their stories. They can use technology a whole lot better than me. That's what I want. People who are better at social media posting than I am. And the posts are uplifting, or they're creative, or entertaining, whatever. They're positive. They're not putting a lot of political issues out there or drama or anything that's, you know what I'm talking about. I don't have to go into any more detail. They're positive and they're uplifting. They're real people, and they may have problems in their life, but they don't make it a drama. These people are going to be coachable, and you can kind of see that. Their posts are open-minded. They may be asking for suggestions on something. They may be saying, hey, I've got these 2 dresses here. Which one should I choose? Open-minded. And we all picked the pink one, didn't we, Starla? And then the last thing I look for is people who need some extra income, right? These are the ones for the promoters. They need some extra income. They might post about their cars broke down and they need a second car, or they're working long hours and they wish they could stay home with their kids. So these people are fitting into my profile of what I want, who I want to attract. These are the ones that I reach out to. So let's talk about the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, okay? You should know you can go to your cloud office under resources, and then there's training. I think it might be a whole section on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I should have looked before I got on here, but I know that it's under resources training. So, and here they are. We want to do 5 reach outs a day. And then down at the bottom, it says you want to add 2 names to your contact list. Folks, I combine those 2 because as soon as I get up and start scrolling through my social media, I'm going to be looking for new leads. Okay. And it says I only need 2 down here, but you want to get as many new leads as you can get, right? So what I'm doing, and I'm going to start there because I'm also, these names I'm adding to my reach outs too, because they're people that I'm going to be reaching out to. I'm not just putting their name down as a new lead without making a contact with them. So, and I start these new leads first thing in the morning because I want to give them all day long to be able to get back to me. So at the end of the day, I should have 4 or 5 new leads at the bottom of my page. All right. So I look for people to send friend requests to. And there's so many ways to do that. The first thing I look at is who's following me on Facebook that I'm not a friend with. Now, this is really big. All you got to do is go to your Facebook page, go to friends, click on that button, and it's going to bring up categories. One of them is following, who you are following, and the other one is the name of people who are following you. Okay, majority of those names you're already going to be friends with. But if you keep scrolling to the bottom, you're going to see a little button beside their name that says add a friend. If you haven't done that, that's a great source. And you don't just automatically hit that button. Again, I go back to their page. I go back to who that person is. And I make sure that that's the kind of person that will represent me and represent Lavelle in the manner that I want them to. And that they meet my profile. If they do all that, I send them a friend request. Another way I find new friends, I look at who viewed my stories and my posts from previous. And the same thing happens. You can hit on the view button, all, and it brings up all these people who've liked, loved, or just looked at your stories and your posts. But if you keep going down, they all say message, send message. So that means they're already a friend of yours. If you keep going down, you're going to see just a few at the bottom that says add a friend. There you go. There's some more opportunities. Check them out. If they fit your profile, then send them a friend request. Of course, the obvious is look at suggested friends that you get from Facebook, and which is a great place because they add all your mutual friends in there. That immediately gives you a reason to reach out to them or to check them out. And if you have nothing else to say to them, you could say, hey, I see we've got 55 mutual friends. Why haven't we met before? Or something of that nature. And then, of course, always, who sent you a friend request that day? It's so many ways. You want new people looking at your post, right? You want new names on that leads list. These are potential customers. These are potential promoters. This is how you begin to develop those relationships. Send a friend request. Don't just send the request without any comment. That's why I go to their page. I look through what they're posting. If they fit my profile, I look for something that I can make a comment about when I send the friend request. I say, hey, I just sent you a friend request. I want to let you know I'm not a hacker. For instance, I could say, I just absolutely loved all your photographs. And I'm wondering, are you the photographer or who's taking those beautiful photographs on your page? Okay, so that's how I get my, and I don't add them to my leads list until they come back to me and accept my friend request. That's when they become a true lead to me. I might follow up with them later if I haven't heard from them. But now every time I send them a friend request, I'm reaching out to them for the first time. Okay, so that's how I get some of my reach outs for that day. Another way I get it is when I do make a new friend that fits my profile, but they're not thriving with me. Folks, there's this little thing called custom friends list that you can set up in your Facebook. And I know I'm talking about Facebook and I'm not mentioning Instagram, but I deal with Facebook all the time. I do use Instagram, but I'm not as good with that as I am with Facebook. But on Facebook, there's a customs list that you can create. And if I find a friend and I think, oh my gosh, she is perfect, I want her as my promoter, I'm going to put her on that customs friend list as a, rock star promoter or great potential or whatever you want to call that particular list. A whole lot of them, I just have them listed as non-thriver. And then that's a way that I can make a reach out. If I'm kind of stuck, say, who am I going to reach out? I don't find anybody meeting my profile today. I can pull up my customs friend list and say, oh yeah, let me go to her page because I know she's going to have something great on there, and I can make a comment and again reach back out to her. So that's 2 of the 5, right? I'm going to move on and want to get through everything on here. Now, the follow-ups it says we only need 4 follow-ups, folks. I don't stop at 4 because I've got a bunch of people that I follow up with. And like Sheila always says, your fortune's in the follow-up. And I believe that too. Some of your reach outs from the day before, you might want to follow up with them. Of course, your samplers, you're going to follow up with your samplers from the day they say, yeah, I'm interested. You get the samples out until a couple of weeks after they sampled, you're going to be following up with them, especially those first 3 days. But I use the time from the time that we order the sample for them until the time the sample arrives. I use those days. Every day I send them a little bit more information about Thrive. I want to build their excitement. So every one of those are a follow-up. I'm letting them connect them to the Lavelle fan page the first day. I might introduce them to the Lavelle blog. I'll send them instructions on the 3rd day. But I'm tracking their product so that I know what they need and that they get it before the product arrives. Of course, your customers. You're always a new customer. You're following up with them as often as you are your new samplers. But maybe they've been a customer for a couple of years, folks. At least once a month, right? Auto ship time. Reach out to them a week or so before auto ship. See if there's anything they need, any questions they have. And you're always following up with them when you have a new product to tell them about or a new promotion. I used Project Broadcast to send out to all my existing customers. Excuse me. But these are follow-ups. They need to know that you still care about their Thrive life and about them personally. And of course, promoters. You want to make sure that they have all the information they need and that they're up to date, connecting with the promoter team group. Let's see, people who haven't ordered yet. Like I said, I create a non-thriver list, and my friends list is a non-thriver friend list. I can reach out to them, and I don't just reach out all the time and ask them about Thrive. I look at their page and see, what's going on in their life, and then I let them know I care. Because remember, these are folks that are going to be thrivers one of these days. So, all right, in my post, yes. This is very important to me because your post and your stories, this is how people come to know you. This is how people come to like you and people come to trust you. And if you haven't got those 3 words written down yet, write them down. Know, like, and trust. That's so important. How do you do that with your post? Well, you are real. You come across real. Not real with all your problems, but real with life. You want to post something that's entertaining. It's going to make them laugh, maybe. You're going to be informative. Maybe they need to know why it's so important that we detox our bodies every 3 months. Informative, educational. You want to motivate them or give them encouragement or uplift their spirits. And I'm not talking about one person's spirit. I'm talking about everybody who looks at your post. And if somebody in your life has done something good, celebrate them. That's uplifting. And of course, opportunities. People need to look at your post and think, wow, that's available for me. All I got to do is find out the details by reaching out to Betty because they're looking at my post. The main thing is when somebody goes to your page, they need to feel good at what they see. Your post needs to make them feel good for whatever reason, because they've been entertained, they've been informed, they've learned something, they've now discovered a new opportunity, or they're just feeling encouraged. And if you go back and look at your post and you scroll down and you don't see that or you don't feel that, oh, and one more important thing, they need to know that you're a thriver, right? And you don't want to do that once every week or once a month. You throw something about Thrive in there. When they see your post, there's no question in their mind that you're happy, you're entertaining, you're uplifting, you're positive, because you're a thriver. They're going to put that in their head, right? Your post is going to put that in their head for them. So what does this mean? Avoid the drama, folks, in your post. Avoid the controversies. Avoid the political issues, because Lord knows, if you post something political, you're going to get a lot of anger from one side or the other. It doesn't matter. So just avoid it. All right. And then the last thing, I think I'm down to the last thing, is connect with your upline. This is so important. And I wish I had learned this very early. I was one of those people who thought I could do it all with just, I could do it. no, I couldn't do it. And I didn't do it until I started using my upline the way they are meant to be used. In my mind, I like to use them mostly for three-way chats. That's really important because it's not only helping me, but it lets that person on that other end, that new customer, that new thriver, the new promoter or the new sampler, it lets them know that it's not just Betty that's wanting to help them. They've got a whole team. And here I've gone up 2 or 3 levels, and they see that if anything ever happens to me, they can reach out to Ashley or to Michelle or Laura or Starla or all of our upline. They need to know that there is this amazing group of men and women who are there for them, who are working together as a team, that we work together as a family, that we have that kind of community, and that we help each other. A lot of the direct sales marketing companies, they're in competition. We're not. And your people need to know that. And they know that by working with your upline, introducing them to your upline. So that's pretty much the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's how I do it. That's how I do it intentionally. That's how I am now at 22 PPA, because for the since June 1st, I have done this consistently with my mindset on reaching the right people who need our product and that will work with us to help them feel better. It takes time. It takes effort. In my case, it takes a lot of prayer because I need the good Lord's help and guidance. I'm always asking for guidance in what I post, who I reach out to, who needs to hear from me this day. Guide me, guide me. It also takes commitment and intention, your purpose. Why are you doing this? You know, one more thing that, for instance, this VIP 400 goal, the VIP 400, 800, 1600 reset. Did you see that when it launched? Did you see that VIP 1600 and say, that's impossible. I can't do it. It's just impossible. If that's what you told yourself, I want you to change those words. The next time you see a goal and you say that's impossible, I want you to realize that what you're really saying is, I don't want that. I don't want it. I don't want that $1,300. I don't want that $200 cash. I don't want that 200 credit, because that's what you're really saying to yourself. Okay, one thing, God created our world, right? I hope you think that, believe that. But it's up to us to manage it. We're the ones who decide what we want. We are the ones who commit to making it happen. And we are the ones who take intentional action to bring it about in our life. So I hope that this helped everybody on here. And thanks for listening. God bless you.
Betty, you're amazing. So you guys tell me, y'all can pop it in the comments or whatever you want to do, but tell me, do you feel so calm and blessed and soothed right now, but at the same time on fire and oh my gosh, I've got work to do? That's what Betty does. It's this calming. She's so driven and so organized and so ambitious, and she's such a joy, and she just gives you her full attention and consumes our full attention every single time she listens or she speaks. So that's what I love about her. And this is why she has such great success, because she treats this like a business. She works it like a business. I love it when I get messages from her. Sometimes it's late at night, sometimes it's early in the morning, saying, maybe she needs me for a chat or a call, and will say, I'm going to be away from home for a few hours in the morning, but as soon as I get back, my doors are open for business. Like, that's what she says to me. And that's what she truly means. And that's how she operates. And she is very intentional. When she works, she doesn't waste time scrolling. She does it with intention. So here's what I learned. When you said this on Sheila's call a couple weeks ago, and then again today, and this is really what I want to drive home to you guys, that I needed, and I want all of you to hear, because it changes everything, is visualizing the people, visualizing before you ever send the first message, or pray about that person before you ever send the message. Who are you talking to? What do they need? What can you bring to them? But at the same time, you're only reaching out to them because you know they need you in their life, or they need Thrive in their life, or they need this opportunity in their life. Those are the things that I think we miss. We say that, yes, I'm going to sit down and fill out this paper with intention, meaning I'm going to fill in all the blanks, but am I just writing down names to write down names, or I'm actually doing it with a purpose? So that's what changed everything. Like Betty said, for her, from 2 to 22 in basically 30 days. And she's still going, y'all. She earned that promoter pack bonus where you had to get $1,000 in promoter packs. She earned VIP. What'd you earn already? 400, 800, 400, both of them. Yeah. She's like, yep. She's still going for 1,600. She's just a few $100s away from earning the getaway. I'm telling y'all, she knocks things out left and right because of the things she just told you. This is what she said on our team huddle tonight. And I wanted to give her the opportunity in case it came out of her mouth, but since it didn't, I get to be the one to share. She said what she tries to focus on every day is to share hope, show love, and shine God's light. So that's the message I want to leave you with, you guys today. Share hope, show love, and shine God's light. And with that, before we go, y'all can go if you want, but I want to read all these comments because once it's gone, and I want to be able to read it all. I needed to hear from you, Betty. She's a gem. You're awesome. Betty for the next corporate training event. Yes. So driven, so calming. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. Thank you, Betty, so much for sharing with us your heart, your soul, your calmness, your wisdom, all the things, and for being such a shining light in my life every single day. Thanks, you guys, for joining us. We'll be here next week. Right now, jump on over to Susan at 11:45. Susan's Lunch and Grow. It'll be amazing as well. And y'all go have an aggressive week. Talk to you soon.